At the face-off dot because James Reilly was banged up in Georgetown's win against Denver in the Big East Finals. We didn't know how seriously. Earlier this week, Kevin Warren said he's good to go, and he's going tonight against Nick Ramsey. Won by Georgetown. Georgetown in white, Yale in blue. Georgetown, as I mentioned in the open, won their 5th straight Big East title. They have owned that. Face-off violation going to go against Reilly. So we'll finally get a chance now to see Yale 6-on-6. Quick shot bounces, goes wide of the target. Hinks doesn't have to make the save. Hustle to the ball on the end line.
Player of the year. Talk about a sophomore campaign for Lions.
Going with another face-off man was Georgetown Millburn. So they'll counter with him quite a bit. Solomon's been bouncing back and forth between that first and second midfield. They've gone a lot with Patrick Krogan, the freshman in the first midfield, but Solomon was fantastic in the Big East tournament.
And I think he's just what the doctor ordered, right? Because you have a lot of Dodgers in this offense with Dordovic and Minikis.
Eli's and Hoyas have alternated goals to a 2-2 tie. Early going here at Cooper Field. Second face-off violation of this half against Georgetown.
2018 season when Yale won a national title.
Yeah, that was a fun game. You and I did that game with Mike Golick at Yale, and then we hightailed it out of there to get to Notre Dame for a game the next day. That's the last time these two teams played each other.
We didn't have much time catching that flight, did we?
We set all kinds of records. Might do the same tonight, heading to Penn State for tomorrow's game between Princeton and Penn State, but that's another story. Got a good one here. Yale leading the face-offs 4-2 so far early, so that's something to keep an eye on. It's Ramsey and Millburn again, 29 in white. So we saw Reilly early for a couple of draws, but we've seen Millburn, to your point, Clark, quite a bit here in recent attempts, and it's won by Ramsey.
I think you're going to take a deep breath if you're Georgetown when you see Reilly out there, and then you know it's a strategy by Kevin Warren to kind of use him less,
right?
As opposed to where is he? Is he hurt again?
All day long, Lions, all Ivy going against Bowen. Consensus All-American, 7th overall pick in the PLL draft, going to play for the Chaos.
Yeah, won the Schmeisser Award last year, given to the nation's top defender. But Lions is, and then sat for 5 games. And now back in the lineup the last bunch of weeks, and he's playing really well. But today, Yale is all over him.
Michael Scharfenberger was the starting goalie for Georgetown mid-season.
Righty dodge, and then Matt Randau, who's a chameleon, can do a little bit of everything.
Almost 900 career face-off wins. James Reilly back at the X. And it's a violation against Yale. So it's...
Talk about the leadership of this offense, too, with Matt Randau. He was a true freshman in 2019 when they went to the national championship.
Reilly gives it off to Minikis. Look at 33, running back to the midline. Slash call goes against Kelly. Yale got the ball initially, and then gave it up.
I thought Andy Shea should have called a timeout, right? Once you're in that offensive zone, you're extra man. Leo Johnson's kind of fighting to escape there. That would have been a good timeout, because then you put your...
He gets the winner of this game in Albany next Saturday. Another face-off violation, this one against Georgetown. Against Yale, so Georgetown ball as we start the second quarter, unceremoniously. How can George, a little bit of a delay, but now we're ready to go. Wing play coming in there, beautiful job. Godine is able to get that ground ball. Will he take a shot? He will score! Will Godine's first goal of the year. That lights up the crowd here at Coop.
Talk about a warrior. And James Reilly. It's his senior season. It's been a disappointing playoff run for these older statesmen for the Hoyas. So Reilly grinds it out, fights long enough for Goldine to get possession off the wing, known as a grinder in between the lines, not a goal scorer. Yale doesn't pick him up, and he makes him pay.
I mean, that's a hell of a ground ball to pick up from the wing and then finish it off with a goal for Gtown.
I like how Kevin Warren, though, is not putting too much on Reilly's plate, mixing up the face-offs.
Yeah, here's Millburn taking this draw against Chachi Rodriguez. And now we get the flag, yes.
We're going to get Millburn probably with a hold.
Reilly again at the dot. Battling with Ramsey. Old school stalemate initially. Ramsey pops out of there with it. You know he can hit that shot. But Stuzen is stoned. Here comes Georgetown the other way.
His strength, his overall skill, it's almost unfair when he gets going on a lacrosse field and Connor Schellenberger. He's kind of been the prodigy, right? I equate him to almost like a Peyton Manning type.
It's certainly not having as big of a year numbers-wise for Schellenberger this year as we've seen, but also kind of in many ways the career achievement award for him in terms of being a Tewaaraton finalist.
And you know, if Virginia goes on a run, he's capable of taking over the tournament.
No doubt.
He did as a freshman.
Also has 61 goals now on the season. Now we'll get the third procedure call of the half. Going to go against Georgetown. That'll be a 30-second penalty against the Hoyas.
And everyone moving is seamless in terms of where he's making plays.
Staggs was giving you a hard time?
Yeah.
Shocking.
I'm good with Staggs. I got a ton of respect for him, and
best.
It's a lot of fun.
We are right back where we began it all, even.
Andy Shea's going to turn on the tape, and he's not going to be happy with that last turnover that led to that goal.
Reilly wins it to himself. Reilly again, battling it out. Number 33 in white. Ramsey. This looks like he would pick it up. Instead, Reilly gives Chase possession to Georgetown, and Kevin Warren wants a timeout. And especially late in that first half, Kark, it was much more 33 in white, and that's who we're seeing start the second half.
This is a great sign for Kevin Warren because you were concerned about the health of James Reilly, who's one of the more athletic face-off guys. Now, if I'm Yale here, I try to trap Reilly, keep him on the field as much as possible. You see him jogging off to the box.
Rank gonna go play for Chaos at Andy Towers.
Won't have to worry about getting fired up in that locker room.
Worry about something getting broken in that locker room.
Minicus gives a nice change of pace for Andy Towers, too. There's a lot of Canadian finishers and skilled players. He gives you that dose of...
Ramsey wins it again, gets pushed in the back. Now we'll get a call.
That'll be 30 seconds. Yale will go extra man, but the extra man has not been existent.
Brandow trying to work on Donaldson.
Dodging, finishing, and spraying.
Warren going with Millburn for this draw. Ramsey again for Yale. Ball got stuck down Millburn's feet. Gets possession. That was dangerous. Boy, Lyons was lying in wait if that ball had gotten over a Georgetown player's stick, but it doesn't. A little run of their own. Now 2 goals in the last minute and 3 seconds. Close the gap to 1. Loose ball hold. Going against Yale.
Good news for Yale when they're answering with these runs. They're doing it with midfield play, too. So they're balancing their offense.
That is a great goal. Minicus. We talked about his speed. You won't see it on any other play in greater detail than that one right there.
They're debating. No goal.
No, now they wave it off.
Does he land?
Let's take another look to
goal
see
mouth.
the crease or goal mouth. You're right. The inner circle.
History for Andy Shea.
Now a 3-goal run for Yale. We're tied at 12. Ramsey wins the draw.
That was a big no goal.
Big no goal.
You get the goal by Johnson. Efficiency of Solomon is popping today.
That shot was even filthier than I thought in real time. Near side, upper corner.
This game's nuts.
This is a great game. Georgetown up by a goal. Ramsey's got to take advantage of the fact now that Reilly's hurt. Don't you think? I mean, it really has to tilt towards Yale. Former Nassau County police officer.
Yep. Kevin said he just got a smartphone, so he's been texting him left and right.
Right, he had the flip phone.
Yeah.
He would always have it off unless it was flipped open. You could go for days on that.
Yes.
Top. Millburn battling for it with Nicholas Ramsey. Still battling. Ramsey giving chase. He's going to pick up the loose ball. Millburn didn't give it up. Stays with Yale. They'll turn to James Reilly, who's been getting it done since the day he stepped foot on campus. Loose ball picked up by Yale. This will be a scoring chance, and Hanks is there to make the save.
That might have been Hanks' best save of the day.
They had to have 2019. That was a classic fourth quarter game. We've got the makings of another one here today.
35 goals in that game. Tell you what, there's going to be more than 35 today.
We're well on our way. We talked about Bragg's 108-mile-an-hour shot. That's got to be 100 miles an hour, that shot. Reilly initially won it.
That's a big win for Yale because you roughed Reilly up as well, who's not 100%. So not only
just to keep this thing even with Nick Ramsey.
Yeah, he's battled, but Yale has the advantage, 19-14.
Stuzen picks up that ground ball. That's huge. High pass to Paquette. He's able to corral it. Haven't said Stuzen's name much this game. He really had the one shot that he wasn't able to convert on, but haven't mentioned him a whole lot.
Of that Yale defense, Solomon has been spectacular.
Face-off violation. Going to go against Yale. Interestingly enough, Clark, because of all the runs we've had in this game, it's only the 5th lead change of the entire game.
Can you imagine being a parent right now of a senior lacrosse player watching this game?
Imagine being the parent of Kevin Warren. We just saw his two parents. They must be losing their minds.
Someone will advance.
Rather than later, and it came courtesy of Brian Minikis. Georgetown up a goal. This war continues. Won initially by Yale, then dropped, now picked up. Malley past the midfield line.
Battle. The scrapping of Reilly is admirable.
Battling back to get the loose ball. Georgetown gets it.
That's what it's all about. You lose the face-off, but because of the relentless pressure on the wings, you win the possession, and that's all that matters.
The excitement is palpable even up here in the booth. Kark is knocking over electronics.
I can't handle it, man. This is the closest thing for me to playing, right? Like, to shoot with pressure on, just to snap.
So Montfort guilty of the cross check. The goal doesn't wipe the penalty off. Face-off violation. Georgetown ball. A minute man up. And just over 2 minutes to go in the game.
And this is the best man-up unit in the country, statistically.